Why did you write it? Come on, I want to know. Why did you write this book? Why should you write this book? I should have written it.
Well, everybody's welcome to write a book. It takes a lot of work. That's all I can say. The actual writing part's easy once you've had the experience, and it's really through experience. And just like Bruce, it was through my own adversity, really. Through my own challenges in my own life that led me to kind of almost force me to find myself first in order to come into my own power, come into my own self-mastery. And I'd like to share a little story which a lot of people don't know about this, but it probably the happiest and scariest day of my life was in 2003, summer of 2003, and I just remember this day vividly. It was a day that I got a call from my consultancy. Where I lived in San Francisco at the time in the States with just me and my wife, and I got a call from a consultancy saying, we've gone bust, you've got 2 weeks, and that's it. I lived in a corporate apartment, so they basically said, you need to move out in 2 weeks, right? And in the States, you're sponsored, so you're on a visa. So if you don't have a visa, you're out. And so essentially homeless on the same day. That were the scary parts. And the next bit, you could make your own mind up. And that was, that same day we found out that my wife was pregnant. So I had a mouth to feed as well. So that was the happiest day of my life. But again, scary because I had another mouth to feed, and then there was all this other stuff going on. And it was at that point I realized that I needed to be mentally focused. I just had this sense something was coming, and I needed to find my power somewhere. And something inside me just compelled me to towards martial arts. And it just kept saying, Bruce, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. And that's really the start of that whole process. And martial arts, I must say, is what got me through that. And through that process, I actually discovered the true meaning of martial arts. Initially, I just thought it was about cultivating yourself physically, because I was a little bit out of shape then. And it was kind of my goal initially was just get into better shape and cultivate my body. But as I got further down that route, I realized actually when you start understanding and realizing actually you can really damage somebody with what you know now, and you're getting quite good at it, you find every reason not to use it now. And when you find every reason not to use combat, you've got to use a different kind of combat, and that combat, as Bruce said, is that the highest form of fighting is the art of fighting without fighting. One of my good friends, Martin Bayliss, does the best impression of that. So if you meet him later on, he will do that for you. Right? So that kind of led me onto the mental cultivation side, and helped me understand that actually Kung Fu really was all about, and the meaning of Kung Fu is to develop expertise and excellence through a prolonged period of time through hard work, right? And so essentially it's about practice, perfect practice. And that process kind of led me towards this, right? So, and the idea for this actually came to me about 10 years ago. There were these ideas of connecting martial arts to mental cultivation in some shapes, but it wasn't so clear to me until a good friend of mine, Jitinder, sitting right at the front, realized actually there was something bigger in me that even I didn't know. And he kind of like pushed me in that direction. He said, look, you're already doing it, but you could sharpen your sword by understanding those two worlds better, and you are the connector of the dots, and the book is a kind of a manifestation of that.